So it's time to have a talk about something that we've needed to talk about for some time, and that is how to order and measure grills. We get a lot of different questions, a lot of different comments. People call them screens, registers, covers, grills, just about anything you can think of. They're all basically the same thing. So we're going to break it down by category for you first, and then talk about how you want to measure it and order it. The first one that you're usually going to deal with is the supply grill. That's the one that's blowing air out and is usually the most important one during heating or cooling season because your cats are sitting on it. The supplies are the ones bringing air into the room that have usually movable blades and a damper in the back to adjust the amount of air coming out so you can balance the system. The return is going to have the air leaving the room going back to the air handler for treatment and then be dispatched back through the returns. The return grill is going to generally be the larger grill of the house, sometimes not, containing an air filter that you should change maybe 3 times a year, maybe more. And then we've also got the specialty and decorative categories for the other grills. Firstly, the supply grill and the return grill, those guys are going to be measured by the interior hole size of the wall or ceiling where they're going to go in. That's really the only consistent measurement on those because manufacturers are going to vary widely on how they size their grills and how big they make them. So ideally, you're going to give us that size, not the face size, not the back size will work, but ideally not that either, but we can work with it. Return grills, obviously we need to know if it's going to have a filter or not. And then for the decorative grills, those are also sized by the opening size, except for the perforated grills that we have where you want to actually measure the area of coverage. As they don't interface with the hole, it doesn't really matter what the hole size is. You just tell us how big you want to make it and we make it and you screw it down and it covers it. And we also want to talk about orientation. This is another important part. Oftentimes dealing with your builder or your contractor, when they tell you to order grills, they're going to say, just pick up some 4x10s, 6x10s, whatever. That's kind of works, but we need to make sure that our numbers match up with yours, which means we need the across, side to side, as the first number. A 4x10 in those terminology is going to be a 10x4 in our terminology. We will generally help you work with it on the phone, but certainly if you're talking to your contractor, make sure to go back and look. Is it bigger across or is it bigger tall? Skyscraper or landscape is kind of a good way that we describe it around here at the office. You can kind of pretty much design them all in real time on the website. If you have any questions on this, please give us a call, 888-855-7229, or email sales@HVACQuick.com.